Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you? No. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do all of you agree?
Sure.
Thank you. 002, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
Is not guilty or guilty of that charge or any lesser included charge? Thank you. Specifically, number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct?
Yes.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty.
So say you all?
Yes.
003, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Listen to them.
Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records it. You, upon your oath, say that the defendant on 001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
Oh my God, that was the greatest thing ever. She's free. She's free.
That's great.
Oh my God, you guys, were you on pins and needles like I was?
Probably not as bad as you, but yeah, it was honestly exhausting.
Okay, so today is the biggest day. She's
It is.
free.
Yes.
She was charged and found guilty of drunk driving.
Right, DUI.
OUI.
Yeah,
Now.
OUI, yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah.
And
That
she
makes
already
sense.
got her sentence. It's a year probation in
Yeah.
driving class.
So
So
that's awesome.
yeah, so I'm just crazy. So yesterday happened where they had 3 questions and they were looking good for the defense,
Right.
meaning they were favorable to them. And
Sure.
so but then they didn't come back with any verdict. So I was like, oh shit. And then I thought, well, maybe they just want to get their ducks in a row. And first thing in the morning when they get in there, they'll get settled, do whatever, and they'll do the verdict.
There you go.
And lunch comes, and I'm
I
like,
know.
oh, maybe they just wanted their free lunch. I'm like, maybe they just wanted their free lunch, and they'll come in after. So I can't remember. Was it 1:30 when they were told to come in?
Let me look. Hold on.
Or 3:30. It was like, because I was right before I left work.
Right. Yeah, it was 3:30. 3:30.
She got her verdict at 3:30, but I think they were told to come in at like 1:30, right?
Oh, okay.
And everybody's like, oh my God, it's got to be a verdict. They didn't say questions. Somebody reported, oh my God, they walked by with a sealed envelope. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the verdict. And so the judge comes out, and this case has been all fucked up, right?
Right, totally.
Fuck ups and craziness, and it's only whatever craziness could happen, it happens in this case. So the judge steps up and she goes, so I called you here because I was told we have a verdict. But she says,
you must have been like shitting yourself at that point.
She goes, they knocked on the clerk's office and told them they had a verdict. But then they knocked on his door again and said they don't have a verdict. And so everybody was like, what the fuck? What? Someone's turning, like, what's happening? Then she goes, but I don't want you to leave. So I want to say like they must have said they had a verdict at 2:30. And then they read what Julie played, all the counts, and not guilty, guilty, and then guilty of the OUI.
Right.
And then not guilty. So it was, and the crowd outside let out the biggest cheer. You could hear it inside the courtroom.
Yeah, you could. Yes.
I felt bad for the O'Keefes.
Of course.
They got up, they walked out, and they still need justice for their kids. And hopefully this opens their eyes.
Right.
And they go after the real murderers.
Right.
Because we know she was not.
No,
Wait,
she wasn't. No, and
so
this
this
completely
was
kind of proves it.
my biggest takeaway. So for you, what was the biggest red flag in the case? Like, what made you think she wasn't guilty?
All the things that just
Like,
didn't add
like the
up.
one big thing that stuck out. Anything?
I would say probably when they showed the video of her car in, I don't know, wherever it was that they took it, and they were all of a sudden it was reversed. Like
Oh
the
yeah, in the Sally Port.
yeah,
That
so
was at the first trial. They didn't even use that this trial.
no, but that was like the first thing that I was like, okay, wait a minute. If you're supplying this evidence, you're gonna make sure it's right. What happened? What was going on here? And then all these other little things, I was like, makes you kind of,
So you want to know mine?
yeah,
Now we're supposed to, and I have relatives that are police, and there are good police out there, and
yep,
there are bad police out there.
yeah.
And I feel like some of these police fall in the bad police category because my biggest red flags, I have a ton, but what police officer, two of them, an ATF, a Fed, and then a local, throw away their phones if they
Oh
have
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
to hide.
right.
And
I'm sorry.
one
Yep, yep,
threw it on a military base and broke his SIM card, and you can't retrieve trash from a military base.
right,
Okay. While before he did that, he went and extracted from his friend that works in the FBI the text he wanted to save.
right. Yeah, I don't understand how that wasn't even just a hey, you know what, to anyone that it was a red flag. Like, how did it even get to this second trial? It was absolutely asinine.
Noel, Michael Proctor had her as being the person that did it by midnight that night.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. And they didn't need to look anywhere else.
Now, this is one other red flag. Huge, big waving red flags, right? The house they found him on is a first responder's house, a policeman,
Yep,
right?
yep,
The sister that's finding John O'Keefe, Jen, one doesn't go in the house to make sure her sister's okay, but two, when she calls her or when she finally runs in there
uh-huh.
to wake them up to tell them that their friend is on the front lawn, they don't come out.
Right,
He's a policeman.
right.
It's he can't run out and try to revive his friend that's on his front lawn
Even if you're not a first responder, that's something that a
or
friend
worried
does.
about your kids that are in the house that maybe there's a murderer around.
Right. Yeah. There's so many red flags. So here is
Well, there's so many bad, and then the other thing is, and part of me says, well, maybe if she did do it, but they just were such bad policemen
yeah,
that they fucked it up themselves,
they
right?
did. Yeah, the red solo cups come to mind, all that fun stuff. So here is my biggest question for you. What the hell are you going to do with your time now?
My kids all said that to me too. They're like, Mom, what are you going to watch now? What are you going to do with all your time? Because I would
Right?
watch it and then I would watch the experts.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got to find another trial.
I know, right?
Well,
Well,
the
we there
Sandra Birchmore, I think that's her name.
oh,
That case, I hope, is coming up soon. That's involving all the same characters.
yeah.
That's another red flag for me. Like all the characters were involved in that as well.
Well, it's interesting that you say characters. Like what the hell is going on? Like what are these people playing at? Like they're playing their jobs. They're not really actually doing their jobs.
No,
So,
because they were getting away with it,
right.
man. They were doing shit work.
Well, you know what's scary about it is typically when someone gets caught, they've already done it many, many, many times.
Oh, absolutely. And
Right.
they
So,
just got too greedy.
yeah, yeah.
But
They
you know
did.
what? It stems from the top down.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So an overhaul, but in Massachusetts, I honestly don't think it would ever come about.
No, I don't think so. I think it just runs too deep. It really does. But it will
Because of
be,
all the mob ties we've
yeah.
had.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who they start to look at next.
I hope they do. Do you think they close the case? Because they say, well,
Well, it could go as a cold case. They always still have to keep inspecting it because it is a homicide, considered a homicide.
Do you think the FBI will step in now?
That I don't know. That would be, oh my gosh,
Somebody
you would be out of your mind.
I read that a good source said the FBI's case is not closed
No,
and they were just waiting for this.
I'm sure. Because now they have all these little things that have come up that they're like, whoa, okay, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So,
You know, my other thing,
Mm.
actually saying that, I have a lot of other things, obviously. I want to hear from the jury.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear what they thought. Did they think Bev and Brennan were just as bad as we all thought? Like, I
Right.
want to know that.
Right. Hopefully that will come out this time. There is an interview with Proctor tonight.
Oh, Noelle,
I know.
don't tease me. I'm so excited. When
So
Jim sent me that, I got Jim hooked on this, by the way.
oh my God, so that's
He
so fun.
fucking he goes, I'm out driving. What? I don't. He goes, and then he runs in the house. He said, and he goes, don't give me any spoilers.
So I was sitting at my desk and my boss and I were talking, and all of a sudden his phone went off and he went, the verdict is in. And I was like, and he's trying to get it on his watch. And I was like, wait, and I'm like, no. So I'm like Googling, and then one of the other guys I work with comes running over, innocent. And we were like, oh my gosh. So,
Yeah, it was crazy. I watched it at work. We watched it, and then I had to run out. But
Well,
yeah,
all right. So there's our skinny mini. Sorry, we just kind of came into it
it
without
was the
announcing
best
what we
skinny
were
mini
doing.
because I thought she was going to be railroaded.
Yeah, I thought so too. So congratulations to her, but our hearts go out to the family. So hopefully,
They
you
find the
know,
real
they'll
killer.
they'll find the real killer. So
Yeah,
all
hope
right,
so.
that's our quick skinny mini. And now reality sets in about what Diana's gonna do next.
I don't have a life anymore, man. What am I gonna do?
Oh
Proctor's on in 15 minutes.
All right, let's go. All right, we'll go watch that. All right, bye everyone.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye, love you.